Buckle up for another episode of Ghostfacers, a supernatural rewatch podcast. My name is Richard, and sitting shotgun as always is my brother in podcasting, Reed.
Now, we got an episode on the loose, so we're going to gather up us a posse and round up this episode. We're going to hang the episode.
Oh, God, no.
in the town podcatcher.
I don't. This is getting a little scary.
Go home, grab your ropes, grab your guns. We're going to do some old-fashioned Western podcasting.
Oh, no. I may be a simple country podcaster, but something about this sounds like it might be a little suspect.
Let's get into it.
Yeehaw!
Ghostfacers! We're facing ghosts, when others will not. We're Ghostfacers! Stay in the kitchen when the kitchen gets hot. Ghostfacers! We're facing nightmare, we're facing dread. Ghostfacers! We're facing faceless, we're facing dead.
Welcome to Ghostfacers. Today we're discussing Season 6, Episode number 18. Oh yeah, we're barely legal.
Come on, man.
I probably make that joke.
Sixth time through.
I probably definitely. I said it and I was like, no, there's no way I didn't continue to make this joke every season.
Must have made this joke.
Oh God, no! Please, nobody make a supercut of me making the same joke.
Every season you go, this is season 5, episode 18. Oh, barely legal. Ooh.
Yep. Yeah. That's not the title. The title is Frontierland.
Yeah.
Very
like the frontier between illegal and legal.
God damn it. Fuck, that's so good. Motherfucker, that's too good. I hate you.
That's why I'm here, baby.
Oh my God, you're just running high off of that.
Because I'm comedy.
Yeah.
I am comedy.
Oh
now.
my God, I thought we were comedy.
No,
I am comedy. Yeah. Well,
you just bring your fucking notes. Now I'm the yucks.
Oh, more like the
and the yums
and the cucks and the cums.
This is all good.
Yeah. No. This is all staying in. We've got a review.
Hey, nice.
From Aleister Crowley.
Holy shit.
Uh-huh.
We fucked up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
I
talked shit about him.
Yeah. On Facebook. And they say...
I mean, a real hell site.
Yeah, it's true. My dear grandson told me to listen to this here podcast, but I am appalled that so many of their reviews slander these good people, and their thirst for this Dean character is far too much.
Sorry, is he saying that too many reviews mistakenly say that we thirst for them too much? Or is he saying...
I think he's saying that
it's a mistake that we have so many good reviews because it is too much that we thirst after Dean.
I thought it was that they like the thirst and they don't like that people are slandering us for it.
Sure,
It is written in a way that it's slightly confusing.
Yeah, figure out your shit, Aleister Crowley.
Oh no, he's gonna come for you.
Yeah, well, I'm ready.
We're gonna come together.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't need a lot of notice.
I mean, that's true.
But you said that like you know.
I mean,
You think I don't know
what makes my friend come? It's upsetting how often we can say that.
It comes up a lot.
It comes up way too much.
Yeah.
This episode, thank you.
Thanks for the review.
This episode aired April 22nd, 2011.
Nice.
Well, at least that's what Wikipedia says.
Okay.
But I was seeing
what did the Supernatural wiki say?
Well, some promos were saying April 15th, so I'm slightly confused.
Well, maybe it was like, maybe they cut a promo and it was supposed to be the 15th, but then it got like bumped for something.
Sure,
you know,
yeah.
like if there's a special event or something happens in post and they got it, you know, like.
Yeah, sure.
It could have been something like that, maybe.
Well, this episode was written by Andrew Dabb, Daniel Laughlin.
I really fucked that up.
What?
I was holding the mic with this hand.
Yeah.
So I didn't do this hand, so I just did
Oh,
this.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Jeez, you really have a penchant for that, don't you?
Let's just say I found the German title.
Let's just say it wasn't the right move for you to do.
Yeah, it was a. Never mind.
There comes a bleep. No, this episode was written by Andrew Dabb, Daniel Laughlin, and Jackson Stewart.
Oh, lock the door for coming in. We're so
Wrong
far
podcast,
from that. Yeah.
Well, the director, not my first choice
Okay.
because it's Guy B.
Fuck you. You son of a bitch. Is that like an affectation like McG, or is his last name like BEA?
It's
like,
BEE.
Oh, BEE.
Yeah. No, it'd be worse if it was an affectation.
Yeah.
I mean, what a beta move.
Yeah, I'm Guy B.
Yeah. People just call me Guy B.
I'm mostly just like a substitute.
Well, this episode was viewed by an estimated 1.90 million viewers. Oh boy, not good. Which is crazy because last week was good and
Was last week Titanic?
yeah, right.
Last week was Titanic.
Yeah,
Weird. Interesting.
Well, let's watch the promo. Maybe that has something to do with some low.
I bet here before you play it, $10 says the promo has a like the Western sound.
You would think so.
Does it not? Have
Let's
you
watch
watched
the
it
promo.
Oh, okay. What the shit?
I know.
Why did they make
I
it
know.
look like they're like constantly manipulating time?
Yep.
Like it's a time loop thing, or like they have to, like Doctor Strange or
Right?
something. Why would they cut it?
I
like
don't
that?
know. It's
It's we're doing a Western episode. You go, yeah, exactly. Just do that shit. I hate that.
I know. Season 6, get your shit together. We're
starting. I do feel like I don't want to jinx it because I think there's a couple of stinkers coming up.
yeah.
But like I do feel like the back half of season 6 is like the universe correcting itself. Like the promos get worse again,
But the episodes
and get better.
Sure.
Yeah.
With I'm gonna Tyra Banks. I was fighting for you.
Such an old.
We were all fighting.
I mean, Tyra was like irrelevant, and that was old even before Drag Race got big.
I know.
And replaced it as like
Crazy.
that kind of position
Crazy.
in pop culture.
Insane.
That's very funny.
Well, let's go to international titles.
Uh-oh.
So the
I'm going to guess the Hungarian one right now. It's called Lynchburg.
no, not the town that we get letters from.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
So the title and the line, "Good you got less than an hour before you have to pick up the kids from Frontierland," are based on the Disneyland and Disney World American Old West themed areas.
That's right.
Have you ever been to Disney?
Yes.
Did you go to
Frontierland?
Frontierland?
I went to Frontierland.
I don't think anybody goes to Frontierland.
I don't think we did.
No, we
did a
didn't.
bunch of stuff at Disney. I mean, I was also 10.
I also can guess where you wanted to go.
We spent a lot of time at
Epcot.
We did actually.
Yeah, of
spend a lot
course.
time at Epcot.
I know your family. You guys got
We
fucking
probably spent
Epcot
the least
stamped
amount
on
of
your
time
head.
at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
Like Epcot, because also MGM, right?
Yeah.
They had the MGM part of the park.
Well, because all the Science Center stuff is in the Epcot
Is
too.
Epcot, and that's like the
Yeah.
pavilions
Yeah.
and the
Food.
I mean, we didn't do Hall of Presidents, but I think that's there.
Yeah. It's the least surprising thing with your family.
But they had also just opened Animal Kingdom, I think, too.
Oh,
when we
yeah.
were there.
We didn't go to that. The episode was tentatively titled something else. It was called
Uh-oh.
Gallows Pole.
More like Swallows. Pole,
Yeah,
am I right?
there it is.
Who's with me?
Before being officially named to Frontierland, Gallows Pole is an old folk song whose most famous version is by the English rock band Led Zeppelin, one of Dean's favorites. Gallows Pole is also the name of a now disbanded German power metal band and an Austrian 70s hard rock band.
Cool.
Yeah. But let's get into the titles.
Okay. How many do we have?
4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know. First one
So the title is Frontierland. First one is France.
No.
Oh, Germany?
No. Some we haven't heard from
Italy?
in a while. No.
Brazil?
Brazil.
Brazil,
Capoeira. Yes.
Frontierland, Brazil.
So the Brazilian title is it's still Frontierland, but it's Frontierland.
Oh, just
Yeah.
2 words.
It's like Terra de Frontiera. Like it's
sure.
Yeah. It's because like they don't have a thing called Frontierland,
Right, yeah.
so they're like, yeah, we can. Those are still 2 words.
I do prefer the word frontier, not in Portuguese necessarily, but in Spanish, like frontera.
Oh, yeah. There's
That's a cool ass word.
Yeah, I had a band called Frontiers.
You're always building your fucking band.
The fact that I hadn't brought it up yet, you should
Do you
be
know when I
impressed.
worked at Soul Pepper, I worked on a show called Fronteras Americanas.
Oh,
But,
and then you went to Mill Street Brewing all the time.
I did.
Yeah,
Spent a lot of time
Of
there.
course you
Yeah.
did. I know that area.
This
Brewery
is a
district.
this is a slight
Oh, that fucking
tangent.
seafood restaurant there.
Yes. And then there was also like a cafe that had like just like salad sandwiches. Stuff like that. And they
Yeah.
had good shit there too. But at any rate, this is a tangent.
Yeah.
In the distillery district
This is in Toronto.
in Toronto, it's very like hipsterfied,
Yes.
bougie. But there's some like statues and art there too. And
Yeah.
there's one piece of art that's like a big kind of like ovoid that has 3 spindly legs coming down from it.
Yes.
And in theater school, we were there to see a show for a theater crit class. And we were walking around the distillery district and we passed this statue. And I just went, ooh la! As like, and looked around and I was like, right, everybody?
What is that?
And everyone looked at me. And that was the moment I realized not everybody grew up with the the Richard Burton narrated War of the Worlds final with like music by the Moody Blues. And that's on that final, that's the sound that the ships make.
Oh
when
my
they're, like, firing
God.
beams. They go like, ooh la! And so we saw this thing and it made me think of War of the Worlds. And I was like, everybody has this album, obviously.
That's so funny. I love that you're
And
like
everyone looked at me like they were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because we were just walking around town. I just like activated and like made the weird noise,
that's insane.
like the fucking Manchurian Candidate.
I like that you're like, my girl is in a movie that everyone's seen, but you did that assuming everyone don't know what you were talking about.
That's the perfect encapsulation of how
1000%
of my worldview.
Absolutely.
Yeah. At any rate,
Hilarious.
Fronteras made me think of that.
Okay, now
Okay, so that was Brazil.
now it's the French title.
French title is Your Clothes Aren't Dirty Enough.
Let me dirty them for you.
Yeah. Ooh. No, maybe it's called Time Gun.
No.
Gun that stops time.
No, it is The Mysteries of the West.
Okay. I mean, not really relevant, but interesting.
Yeah,
Sure.
fine.
Yeah, that's
There-
fine.
there's mysteries. It's the West.
True. I mean,
Yeah.
vague, but
Yes.
true.
Now is the Hungarian title.
Oh, God. Hungary doesn't even close it out?
No.
Shit. Okay. The Hungarian title is like Ashes of the Phoenix or something like that.
No, actually, it's
Oh, okay.
much less interesting. It's last 24 hours.
Oh, but like last as in like endure or last as in
it doesn't
final?
doesn't give you like context.
Yeah.
Want to play a game?
I mean,
Last 24 hours in the West.
last 24 hours sounds like the pop-up ads I get when I go on the internet.
You won't believe how
Yeah.
long you could last.
Yeah, you won't last 24 hours playing this.
I mean,
game.
sure.
I should hope not.
Yeah, that would be awful.
It's an online sex game so bad,
Yeah,
you
you
will
won't-
last 24
yeah.
hours.
You won't last 24 hours. Yeah, because something unrelated probably will get me there.
I'll
Like,
fall asleep.
yeah. All right.
Okay, so then the last one is Germany.
Yes.
Hanging is inefficient.
It's not that, but the German title is They Live with Death.
Well, shit.
I know.
Holy shit, Germany. That's a badass title. They live with death? Oh, I love that shit.
Yeah. Even though we're very past it, we still live with death. It's very much a part of the school and government choices, and we live with death forever now. People won't seem to let us not live with death.
I mean, that's true, but also, what are you gonna do? We either talk about that or the shit porn thing.
Your choice.
That's your choice, Germany.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
Obviously.
Featured music, there is none. It's all just western-y kind of soundtrack
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
TV Guide describes this episode as Sam and Dean search for a deadly monster created by the mother of all and are assisted in their hunt by Bobby and Samuel. That's not what this is.
I mean, technically it is, but only in that all monsters are created by her.
Yes. That could be
It's technically true, but not how the episode frames it.
no. That's so funny.
It does feel like some of these get written because like someone is on the phone with someone else.
Yes.
But they're saying out loud to someone at a different desk what the thing is.
There's like they're looking for that monster thing, and then
mother of all, and
yeah,
they're like a 40s reporter calling it a headline. To the,
yes, so funny,
I got a front page scoop for you.
Incredible, and it's like
Boys hunt monster created by the mother of all.
It's like, yeah, they're assisted by Samuel, but not like actively.
Yeah, I mean, they can't.
Yeah. Well, before we start talking about that episode, why don't we open up Dad's journal and learn about some of the real world lore?
Let's see what the lore says about phoenixes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a unsustainable NHL market.
I was like, what?
Yeah, a little inside
The
hockey.
Suns?
No, it's basketball.
Oh, it's Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
That was
We're talking about the same Phoenix.
I know, yeah.
It was the Phoenix Coyotes. Now it's the Arizona Coyotes because they actually play in Glendale.
Jesus, the whole like
Bettman digs it as like that team will never move.
that's so
Can you
funny.
believe that? Anyway,
This is not hockey
should
talk.
we start a sports podcast?
Yeah, I'd be great for that.
We'd be so good.
Yeah, together.
Yeah, they really golfed this.
Oh my God, is this
weekend,
going to be DC again? Is this just Dr. DC? You're just going to get me into sports, and then 10 years from now, I'm like, I'm on the lake.
You already like basketball.
That's true, I do. I'm a real sportser.
Anywho,
Phoenixes.
the Phoenix. I don't know how you got that so perfect, but yeah, the Phoenix is a mythological bird. It exists in a lot of the texts I think are like written by Greeks, but they invoke Egypt.
Oh.
Like you're kind of getting like Egypt via Greece.
Okay.
As well as there's like variations of this, a similar sort of myth in other cultures. So etymologically, the word has roots and influences that incorporate Latin and Greek and even like Semitic languages. It's connected to like an old Hebrew word that means like a specific kind of like red dyed clay.
Oh, okay.
And that was like from the area where like the Phoenicians were. Like all of these words are kind of connected together. And so in many traditions, a phoenix is said to be red in some description.
Sure.
Again, probably coming from the same root. The phoenix was said to be a large scarlet and golden feathered bird, about the size of like an eagle, like a very large bird. It was said that in this one accounting, this kind of Egyptian sort of accounting, only one phoenix existed at any given time.
The Egyptians were good at accounting.
Were they?
Yeah, because they came up with the little
An abacus?
Yeah.
Is that an Egyptian invention? Oh, so I learned something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you interrupt me again, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Get ready.
The only reason you're alive right now is because I value learning.
Well, I'll fucking teach you a lesson.
Yeah, it was said only one phoenix existed at any given time, and that a phoenix could live for several generations of man, like up to like somewhere between like 500 and 900 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When its life was nearing its end, this is where some of the myths vary. it would make a nest of like spices and stuff like that. It would set it on fire and self-immolate. And then a new phoenix.
I wish I could do that.
A new phoenix would rise from the ashes and then take the ashes of its predecessor and bring them to the altar of the sun god Ra.
Oh, okay.
So a different. This is a Roman scholar called Pliny the Elder describes a phoenix as having like a crown of feathers, and other texts or interpretations say that it even had like a glowing halo.
Halo.
Pliny also claimed that the phoenix appeared or was sighted at the end of each great year. So at like big triumphant moments, it was said that like a phoenix was sighted.
Oh, so
that's like a kind of omen thing.
Is that why they keep saying "Make America Great Again"? They just want phoenixes.
Well, yeah. I mean, those are mostly hockey fans. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So in Islam, the phoenix was said to have been created. Well, sorry, it's not called a phoenix, but there's like a sort of comparable
Firebird thingy.
Firebird, yeah, was said to have been created by God, but it became a plague and was wiped out.
Oh.
The phoenix in general is a metaphor and a symbol of immortality, and it's been used by many cultures in antiquity. Later era Roman coins even depicted a phoenix to symbolize like undying Rome. A phoenix rising from the ashes was like the heraldic symbol of like Hellenistic Greece and stuff like that, like Hellenic era Greece. There are analogs to the phoenix in a bunch of other cultures, which includes the Hindu Garuda and Berunda. There's a Russian firebird called the
Berunda.
Jesus. There's a Russian firebird that I'm going to attempt to pronounce. Mm-hmm. It's the Zhar Ptitsa. Well, Ptitsa is like a bird, like a chicken, actually. So that's interesting.
You learned a Russian word that wasn't about death or something?
Yeah, I know a few.
Yeah.
There's the Georgian Paskunji, and then like the Arabian Anka. That's the one from Islam is Anka. The Chinese had the Fenghuan, and the Japanese had the Ho'o. But all of these are kind of like firebirds, or they're associated with sun gods or things like that, and they all kind of have a sort of like immortality.
More of a Trans Am guy, but
cool. Yeah, you strike me as a any car kind of guy.
What the fuck does that mean?
Just like you named one, and you were like, "Is that a good one?"
Well, no, that's similar to like a Firebird. Like they're in the same sort of like category, I think. Cars.
It'd be really funny if Firebird wasn't a car and you were thinking of a Thunderbird.
Oh. I mean, that's also a car.
It is also a car.
A really bad car.
A Thunderbird?
Yeah. Like
I wouldn't know. I have no pretension to knowing cars.
Anyways. I'm like a guy's guy.
Yeah, teach me more.
Yeah. Later. That's the
that's
Phoenix.
Phoenixes, baby.
Hey, rise from the ashes.
Also, just sprinkling it in here because there is a Star Trek reference in this episode.
There is.
The Phoenix is
I'll allow you to also do it when we get there.
Well, I'm not asking your permission. The Phoenix is the name of
so hot.
Zephram Cochrane's ship that makes the
first... Cochrane?
Zephram Cochrane, a normal name, makes the first warp flight in Star Trek First Contact. His ship is called the Phoenix because it's made out of an old nuclear missile in the ashes of like World War III on Earth in like the mid 21st century. We're coming up on it. I think it's like 2063 in Minnesota, or sorry, Montana. But also that's called the Phoenix.
Also because Cochrane's in there, it like lasts a really long time.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into today's episode. Before we do, we got some behind the scenes information here.
All right,
it's not much, but it's just an interesting fact, which is that Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles repeatedly have said at conventions that they always wanted to do a Western.
Sure.
That's part of the reason why I think they were fighting for it.
Sure. You know what's funny about this?
Yeah.
Is watching this now, with the lens of Jared Does Walker.
Yes.
Jared seems so out of place in a Western, and Jensen looks like
I know.
he has such like a classic movie. Like he looks like fucking Kirk Douglas. Like he could just do anything.
I know.
I don't know if Kirk Douglas ever did a Western, but I just mean like he has a very classic Hollywood. I can picture him making these kind of movies.
He almost did.
Oh shit! Yeah, he did. Until Alec Baldwin killed that.
Yep.
Yeah. That's right.
That almost happened.
Oh fuck! I forgot he was part of that.
Yeah. Him, Brendan Fraser.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's probably better for both of them that they're mostly distanced from that.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, we begin as always with the then. We get a character we haven't seen in a long time and a real person, Samuel Colt.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of Samuel Colt in there.
Yeah.
We're getting the Devil's Gate. Wow. This is a lot of season 2 stuff.
It is. Yeah.
We're getting Dean traveling to 1973.
Yeah. Some time travel stuff. You know, Cass is like, time is fluid.
Yeah.
It can be bent with effort or whatever. I was like, ooh.
Fluid and bent with effort.
You know what else can bend with effort?
I mean, look, there's a scene in this episode we need to get. Well, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Fucking seen the 1,000 ships were. Anyways, it talks about purgatory as we always done, and of course the mother of all.
Yeah,
better known as Eve.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
She was here at one point.
Whatever.
She was in this episode once, I think.
Yeah,
we were in the season once.
Yep.
We'll get her maybe one more.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually don't remember.
Yeah, maybe twice this season.
It is funny, like, when we were doing the first 5 seasons, I obviously didn't remember every episode, but I was like, oh, yeah, this one. Oh, yeah, this one. Oh, yeah, this one. Season 6 is like 4, oh, yeah, this one's, and a bunch of like, huh.
Yeah.
This happened?
Yeah.
Like,
all right. Well, we open on Wyoming. 2 gunmen dressed in cowboy attire face off in a duel. Who is it? But it's Dean and an unknown man dressed in black. That's basically all this is. You see them sort of like stand off. You're like, this looks like an old Western town. And they're wearing sort of like cowboy gear.
Yep.
But that's sort of it.
Is this the same town they used at the end of season 2?
I don't think so, but it could be.
But I mean, like,
it could be.
I don't mean like, is it?
I know what you mean.
The same town?
No.
Like,
I know what you're saying. I haven't read anything that says
okay.
that.
I do think it's the same set that they used for Legends of Tomorrow
probably,
when they would do like Western episodes. I was like, this looks like
it must be. It must be. The opening title sequence shows a map being burned through its center to reveal the supernatural logo.
Yeah.
Just like the opening title sequence of the long-running TV Western Bonanza from 1959.
It's cool. It's fun.
Yeah, great cold open.
Yeah, it
very
is.
fun. On a hunch from Sam, he, Dean, and Bobby find the Campbell family library.
Yeah.
Hidden under Samuel's study.
Yeah, like
'Cause he did.
They move a desk and Sam
Yeah.
finds like a nail and pulls
Yeah,
it up,
yeah.
and there's this like whole secret library
Exactly. They search for
under
Samuel's
his Faraday cage.
Yes.
His weird ass fucking office.
so
that he had,
weird.
yeah.
They search Samuel's books for a way to defeat Eve. And Bobby eventually finds mention of a mother that can be burned by Phoenix ashes.
Yeah.
Bobby refers to the mother of all as Octomom. I just wanted to touch on this slightly because what an old reference.
That really dates that.
Yeah.
Real time and place kind of shit there.
So 2 years before this episode was made, even.
Holy shit. So it was old by
Yes.
the time. Oh, no.
Nadia Suleman made worldwide headlines by giving birth to octuplets, all of whom survived. Within months, it was revealed that she had 6 previous children, all by in vitro fertilization, and had requested that all the remaining frozen backup embryos be implanted in her at the same time. Something so unethical, the doctor who did it was banned from ever practicing reproductive medicine again.
I didn't realize that's how that happened. I
Yeah.
knew there was like a fertility treatment thing because octuplets is obviously like super
Yeah, that's only happens
rare
really from IVF.
But I didn't realize that it was
Yes. At the time, she was a single mom, unemployed, and on public assistance. Eventually, she tried and failed to get a reality TV show, was convicted of welfare fraud, declared bankruptcy, and faded it from public notice.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's Octomom, which was like a thing on the news for like a couple of years.
It was a thing. And she did have like a brief kind of like minor trash celebrity sort of arc.
Totally.
Yeah.
So never having heard of a real phoenix, they continue their search until Dean finds Samuel Colt's journal. And
there's an actual journal. Yeah.
There's a really great moment where you just like Jensen does this like really tiny acting where he like picks up he picks up this book, starts reading, and he gets this like giddy look on his face, and then sort of like then he pulls it back, and then he looks at something else and goes, oh, I think I found something here. And it's like, there's a moment where he realizes, oh, this is the Old West. This is Samuel Colt's book.
Yeah, he's putting it together.
And he's like, oh, well, I think I get to go to the Old
I actually
West.
think they both do a good job in this scene, because as soon as it comes out that it's Samuel Colt's book, there's a weird moment that we rarely get of like Hunter nerding out.
Yeah.
Like, what? That's Colt's book. Like, no, I want to see it. And he's like, get your own. And it's like
brothers and hunters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like finding like a vintage comic.
Yeah.
Like they're like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a great moment.
It's really fun, actually. I like it.
I liked it a lot. When Bobby asks Sam and Dean, either of you jokers ever heard anything about a phoenix? Dean replies, River Joaquin or the giant flaming bird. He's referring to the late actor River Phoenix and his brother Joaquin Phoenix, who's also an actor.
Is Joaquin Phoenix also an actor?
Yeah.
Is he also an actor?
So there's an entry from March 5th, 1861, in which Samuel Colt mentions shooting a phoenix in Sunrise, Wyoming, leaving a pile of smoldering ash.
Yeah.
Dean is convinced that they need to go back in time to 1861 and gather the ashes so that they can defeat Eve.
I love that we're at the point in this show where we just jump right to it. Where he's like, well, if there's ashes in 1861, then I guess we're gonna go back in time.
What he specifically says is Star Trek 4 this bitch.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain what that is? That's the whale one. As he says it in this.
It is the whale one. So
which I also
in Star Trek 4, the premise of that movie is that this like mysterious giant alien probe starts like pinging Earth, and it's like causing weather disruptions. It's like going to destroy the planet, and they realize that it's calling in whale song. But whales are extinct in the future because before we become a great harmonious society, we are the way we are.
Yes.
And so there's nothing to call back. So Kirk and the crew in a stolen like Klingon bird of prey go back in slingshot around the sun and go back in time to save the whales. They go back in time. They land. It's such a fish out of water. It's like it's a comedy Star Trek movie. It's so funny.
It's great.
You get some really good moments in it. You know,
the bus.
Well, Spock riding the bus is good. Kirk getting like almost run over by a car, and the guy says, "Where are you going, dumbass?" And he goes, "Well, double dumbass on you." Like this, but they rescue the whales and they bring them back to the future and stop the probe and stuff like that. So this is what Dean is proposing. They go back in time to get a thing that doesn't exist in their era and make it exist, basically.
It's incredible.
And I love that Bobby's response is, I only watch Deep Space Nine. The idea that someone Bobby's age didn't watch the original trilogy, first of all.
So good.
Like, not the original trilogy, the original series and the original movies. And then he has no love for Kirk and crew. And then he also skipped the Picard era and only watched Deep Space Nine.
So good.
It's very funny.
So in this moment, Bobby says
Bobby
that.
goes like, if you asked me about a Cardassian, I could have helped you, you agent. But
so a moment that a thing that we don't probably know about this, which is that Beaver's late wife, Cecily Adams, played the recurring character Ishka on Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a reference.
Yes. Additionally,
was she a late wife then or just now?
Then.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sad now.
Yeah. Additionally, Beaver did play Admiral Leonard in the first episode of Enterprise.
He did. That's
Yeah,
right. He
yeah.
is in there. Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody watched that. So
I mean, I have.
yeah, I know.
It's been a long road.
Without you, my friend. Every single time, I can't help it. All right. Dean,
Do you think they'll go back in time in Fast X?
I mean, it would be the best. It would be the best.
We gotta go get Brian.
Oh my God.
I mean, Brian's still alive in the Fast
Yes.
movies, so they wouldn't. But it would be so funny.
That would be they do like a meta thing. They're like, we got to go back in time to get the actor that plays Brian.
He's like, we need to relive our greatest races.
Oh my God. I mean, you say that, but
They
like
went to space in the last
that's what I
one.
mean. Like, what's the next level?
Yeah.
It's time travel.
Yeah, Tej, what do you got? I don't know. I've been messing around with quantum physics.
I don't hate that idea.
Tyrese Gibson trying to explain like quantum entanglement in a scene.
I kind of love that. That's my new pitch now.
Oh man, Fast X is only going to disappoint me now.
Yeah, I know. If they don't go back in time, what's the point? Though, remember...
Why are we even here?
Remember when we watched it and you were like, are they going to go into space? And we watched the trailer and then they went into space.
I know.
Incredible.
Oh, so good.
So Dean prays to Castiel, but another angel shows up instead.
Yeah. Where did this bitch come from?
281.
Yeah. Rachel.
Yeah. And she kind of... There's like a disdain that she has that I'm not into. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It's the combination of the like...
Business suit.
The sneer, the business suit, and being named Rachel.
You're not... What was the name that you were like, it's always hot when someone has that name?
Oh, I can't remember. But I bet I'd know it if I heard it.
I think it was somebody who wrote into this show.
Oh, Lauren.
That's what it was.
Oh, man.
We've lost him.
Yeah, just don't introduce yourself if your name's Lauren.
Yeah.
You can cause problems.
I'm a happily married man.
Yeah. I'm not looking to fuck around here.
I am. What's up?
Cool.
Castiel's lieutenant, Rachel, and she shows disdain for Sam and Dean and yells at them constantly for taking Castiel away from the war.
Yeah.
After a few moments...
Yeah, she's really like leaning into them.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like, you petty little insects.
Yeah.
Like you could tell that if she kept talking, we'd go into like
Mud monkey.
Uriel
Yeah.
territory. Yeah, exactly.
After a few moments, Castiel appears, though, and dismisses her.
Yeah.
He's like, "You can, good girl."
I'll take it from here.
They explained their plan to Castiel, and he agrees to send Dean and Sam back to March 4th, 1861. He can only allow them 24 hours, though.
Yeah, basically, like the further back in time you go, the harder it is to find you or keep track of you or pull you back. So he was like, if you're there any longer than 24 hours, I'm probably just going to lose you in time.
I like because he's like he's like, well, the best way to explain it would be like using like theoretical physics or something like that.
Yeah, it was like complex equations. He's talking about equations and shit. They're like, no, we're hunters. We basically didn't go to school.
Me no know. They're like, I'm sure Bobby would get it.
Sam would go like, let me handle this. I'm pre-law.
It's true. So they're going to be trapped in the past for anything past that. Yeah. So Dean excitedly shows up suddenly with Western outfits.
Yeah, he like went to like Wally's Western World.
Yes.
He's like, well, yeah, he says we're going native, which is
yeah,
whatever. But yeah, he's just excited to play dress up. And Sam's like, I'm fine the way I am. He's like, you look like a spaceman.
Yeah, at least put on the shirt.
Yeah.
And Sam's like, he's like, I don't know what this weird fetish you have for the all of those movies. Like, you know all of the lines of all of these movies.
Yeah. The lines to every Clint Eastwood movie, and then Bobby is like, even the monkey one. And Dean's like, his name's Clyde,
which I didn't even know there was ones with monkeys.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar.
No. Bobby also gives them a giant bag of gold.
Right.
This is important because this bag is the bag that they took from the dragons in Supernatural, like a virgin.
Oh,
yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. Once they appear, because I mean it's really quick.
I feel like that would be conspicuous in the Old West.
Also, because I think one of them is like a watch.
But also, it's like, that's
It's not a pocket watch. Like
that's weird. But also, like we're 30 years before the gold rush. It's not that there's no gold anywhere, but like you're just gonna wander into a random town with a bag full of gold.
Yes.
It's
a mistake.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's not inconspicuous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially with the way they're dressed.
Yeah. I guess it's better than nothing.
Yeah. They can't bring money. So,
Yeah.
So Castiel taps them. They go into the past.
Yeah.
They now appear in Sunrise, Wyoming.
Yeah.
In 1851.
Yeah.
Sam
61, right?
50.
Oh, I can't remember.
61, you're right. So Sam sets his timer on his watch for 24 hours.
Yeah.
They shouldn't account for it, and it's not worth mentioning, but I'm going to do it anyways, which is the whole time I kept thinking, like, they're in a different location, like, and in the past. Like, there's so many details, and like time travel in itself is always really weird because it's like the planet won't be in the same place, and so how do you know where you're going to go? And
yeah, but I think when you're dealing with angelic time travel, it's more just like, where do you want to go? Magic, bam,
absolutely.
You know?
But then there's this other component where I'm like, is 24 hours like in what time zone? And like
well, it's just 24 hours from when you are. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Sorry, do you think time zones alter how long an hour is?
No.
Then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Did you think it's like, oh no, we're in Central, I better set this to 25 hours?
I didn't think about it that much.
Yeah. Wow, it's going to be fun traveling with you again.
Edit point.
Good thing we're staying in the same time zone.
Yeah.
Actually, we're not.
Oh no, we are not. Uh-oh. I need to make some calls.
Uh-oh.
They walk into town and see a man, Elias Finch, about to be hung in the town square.
Yeah.
Is it hanged or hung?
Hanged.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the act of like
he was hung
as like a hung is like reserved for like
jackets.
The paintings were hung on the wall.
Sure.
Hanged is specifically for the act of hanging as like killing someone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like you are hanged.
Sure.
That's the past tense.
It just feels wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's weird. I mean, it's that the joke I had about you for the roast battle that we did.
Oh.
So the only difference between you and Jeffrey Epstein is Epstein was well hung.
Yes. That is a really good joke.
Yeah. And that was artistic license but technically I should have said he was well hanged.
No, it worked better the way you said.
I know, that's artistic license.
Yes.
It's grammatically dubious, but
anyways, a judge reads him his sentence. Apparently, Elias killed his wife and then he's put to death.
Yeah.
Sam and Dean are disturbed.
Just in public.
Yes.
You know, be like, hey, bring the kids. Come on out. See the hanging.
That was a thing.
I know.
It's
just
so weird.
And fucked up. Yeah.
Sam and Dean are disturbed.
I guess it's still a thing.
Where?
Where they have the death penalty in the States, there's like viewing rooms. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
If it's only for family, but like there's a room with audience chairs to watch someone die. You can do it.
I mean, do you think they're like making it like a 4D experience now? Like you can pay for the VIP?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You sit down and then like
it smells like smoke in the room. And
sir, your avocado burger.
Yeah. The chairs like jolt a little bit. Like it's a fucked up thing to joke about. They then follow the town sheriff.
I'm here for the 2 p.m. Your 3D glasses.
Oh, you can wait in our bar before the show starts.
Yeah, oh, thank you.
That was a really fun experience.
I mean, listen,
we're gonna have to do it again.
It's the private prison industrial complex. I wouldn't put any of this.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah. I mean, this is how you. Anyways,
it's good business. It's bad ethics. Good business, though. So many things are.
Welcome to my brain. So they follow the town's sheriff as he leaves the square and heads to the prison. They pose as law enforcers and question him about Samuel Colt.
Yeah. He calls. Does he call himself or
no? He calls Sam Walker, Texas Ranger.
Do you think it's just a fun coincidence, or do you think that he said that and then for years Jared was like, I could be Walker? Or do you think Jared earlier had been like, I've always wanted to be Walker, and then they made that a joke?
I bet it's
the three options.
I bet it's a combination, to be honest.
Sure.
My guess is that, like, because both Jared and Jensen are from Texas.
Right.
They grew up around the same time. They've probably talked they've clearly talked about wanting to be in a Western.
Yes.
They probably were like, man, Walker Texas Ranger rules. Like,
Sure, yeah,
I bet that it's come up. I wouldn't be surprised if both he has mentioned wanting, like, he would be like, I would love to do something like that.
It does feel very like written in the stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sure he said that, and I am also sure, like, that he's talked about it, like, it, and yeah. Like, if Chuck Norris had ever made, like, an appearance on this show, I would be like 1,000% that's what it was. But
he should have been Samuel.
Oh my God.
Oh, I mean, I like Mitch Pileggi, and he's a better actor than Chuck Norris is.
But like,
what
a piece of casting that would have been. So Dean goes by Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Like Marty did in Back to the Future Part 3. Which is, it's an important thing because there's a couple Back to the Future things in this episode.
Yeah.
He's even wearing the serape, like, in
that's
that,
true, yeah.
which I love. But the sheriff hasn't heard of him.
The sheriff is also like, you seem interesting. And they go like, what? He goes, your clothes are mighty clean. And it's like, are these Old West guys making gay jokes?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I don't think they are. I mean, I think what it's meant to be is like, you like city slicker. Like,
no. It is.
You think it's supposed to be like a gay thing?
He literally says, "Oh, I bet you're looking for a man."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I actually think that was the priest that said that.
Hey, yeah. Listen, rough town.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, even the priest.
They're
is
all
like,
drinking, and the priest is
like,
gay.
Yeah, it's a bad town. He sends them, though, to the saloon to question the bartender, an old man who apparently knows everything.
Right.
Interesting.
Well, they say he's been there like forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the barkeeper in the saloon is named Elkins.
Okay.
In season 1, Supernatural Dead Man's Blood, the boys meet Daniel Elkins, who possesses the Colt. It's likely that barkeep is an ancestor of Daniel Elkins.
I fucking love it when Supernatural fucking pulls this shit off.
The Colt probably remained in the Elkins family until the vampires took it from Daniel.
I love when someone goes back and just does this much work.
Right?
Oh, fuck yeah.
So good.
Man.
It's such an easy, small thing.
Whether it's lore or Lauren, I'm rock hard.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a fun thing for friends to say.
Yeah.
Right?
Like you have to teach me. Don't you think I know what makes my friend come? So at the saloon, Dean starts to see that life in the Old West is less romantic than he thought. It's dirty, the whiskey is terrible, and the saloon girls are less than healthy.
Oh, yeah, I just heard on the radio today that there's a slight syphilis epidemic in the Yukon.
Really?
Apparently last year there were 53 cases of syphilis up here. And they're putting out all these... Did you not see the new ad campaign that's out?
No.
It says, if you feel sick, please check your... and then eggplant.
Man.
Because there's like a syphilis thing. And they're like telling people like, hey, if you're out like sowing oats, wrap it up.
Wow, this is a scary time to be single.
Yeah, isn't that...
Good thing...
Oh, yeah. I meant to tell you anyway, but this is how it's coming out.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not how it's coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, we also have your test results.
Oh, no. This is how we're doing it? At least make it on Patreon. The bartender tells them that Samuel Colt passed through the town about 4 years ago, but hasn't been back since.
Right.
Rumors are that he is building a railroad stop about 20 miles away and in the middle of nowhere.
He builds the whole giant devil's trap out of a railroad.
That's right. That surrounds the Devil's Gate in southern Wyoming.
Yeah.
As they're talking, a sex worker named Darla approaches and tries to seduce Dean.
Yeah, they go like, she's my best girl, and she's got a fucking...
I mean, it's not a... Like, I was worried about this moment because I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, this is well done. It's fine.
It's
a good joke.
she's got, like, sores on her
Yeah.
mouth. And actually...
It's hard to look at.
All things considered, her teeth are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's the West, yeah.
It's the back teeth are a little gross, but, like, considering it's the Old West and that this town is, like, podunk...
And...
She's actually doing pretty good,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. It was hard to look at.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
But the judge who read Elias's
it's
sentence...
not. We're not talking Megan Fox and Jonah
Yes.
Hex. We're not,
Jesus Christ. The judge shows up and takes her
'cause
upstairs.
she's like trying to get at Dean, and Dean's like
for obvious reasons,
doing
yeah.
like a comedy lean back.
Yes, very good.
And then the judge comes in. I thought we had an appointment.
I'll say.
Yeah, exactly. Never mind. Wrong accent. Anyway, it's about to do Benoit Blanc.
I'm a simple country whore, but
A donut's hole
in a donut's hole. I'll say. Moments later, they hear her scream, and they rush up to find that the judge is dead and burned to ashes.
Not just that, we actually get to see it.
It's kind of it's cool effect.
There's the dude that was being hanged. He's in there, and he puts his hand on the judge's chest, and it just starts to fucking burn him inside out. Yeah, it's cool shit.
Darla swears that it was Elias's ghost that killed him.
Now
I might be a simple country podcaster.
I'm just a simple country podcaster, but I got a question. I have a question about this.
Yeah.
Because the episode doesn't really go into it.
Yeah.
Like, to jump ahead just a little bit, this monster is, like, exacting revenge.
Yes.
And killing some people in
That's
town.
correct.
But we don't really discuss, like, what is different about being a phoenix. Like, other than the phoenix thing of, like, rising from the ashes.
Yeah.
What is different about being a phoenix from, like, being a dragon? They're both, like,
Fiery.
people-shaped.
Yeah.
Can burn with the touch.
Yeah.
And when that first scene happened, and I kind of forgot that it was a revenge thing.
Yeah.
I was like, does every time he kill, does that allow him more life? Or to come back?
I mean, I don't know if it has anything to do with Phoenix, though.
That doesn't happen. Like, there's nothing in this episode or in a later one.
Nothing suggests that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Anyways. So the sheriff disputes that, pointing out the ghosts don't leave muddied boot prints on the floor.
Yeah.
And I know about ghosts.
Yeah.
They don't do that. What?
I would do anything for ghosts.
Oh my God.
They
don't do that. Yeah, it was worth it. I'm glad you did that. Thinking that they botched Elias's hanging, the sheriff declares his intent to rally a posse and string him up right this time.
Yeah, good old-fashioned justice.
Yeah. Yikes. That night, after finding Elias's grave empty, Sam and Dean discuss the possibility that the Phoenix isn't a bird at all, but the man, Elias.
Yeah, I like the idea that they have to sit down and be like, every monster we've ever fought has
Is
been human-shaped.
human-shaped.
Do you think...
Yeah, I know. I know. That's true. It's very funny. That's very funny. You couldn't possibly mean...
What if this one was human-shaped?
Yeah, that's preposterous. We're talking about a thing called bird. Don't you remember the dragon?
You son of a bitch, you cracked it.
Yeah.
That's all that school learned, Sammy.
Yeah. God.
I'm pre-law.
Dean they decide that they're going to split up.
Right.
Dean staying behind to join the sheriff's posse and hunt down Elias, and Sam going to find Samuel Colt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Later that night, we see Elias killing the sheriff.
Yeah.
The character, there's a thing I wanted to bring up, which is now we sort of have fully proved that it is Elias who is the Phoenix, right? The character Elias Finch has the power to burn, and the actor who plays him, Matthew John Armstrong, had fire/nuclear powers in the show Heroes.
Oh, that's
which is kind of fun.
That's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was just like, look at my thing. It shows that I can make fire by my body. You should put me in this one. Meanwhile, in the present time, we see Rachel confronting Castiel.
Oh, man. I can't believe we get to see Rachel again.
May as well make her name Lauren.
Give me a minute.
What if they spelled Lauren Loren?
When I lived in France,
Oh, no.
I knew a Lorraine.
Oh, my God.
Lorene.
And it was French?
And the first
Close
had
enough.
the accent grave.
Oh, my God.
Lorraine.
Oh, my God.
Oh, sorry. Where was I? I think
She,
I was just in another time zone.
oh, you mean an hour ahead?
Yeah, did I catch up?
Rachel confronts Castiel about what he's doing in order to beat Raphael.
Yeah.
According to her,
And all the other friends are on the other side of the door listening. No, don't say that. Lie.
that's pretty good.
How was she? She was different.
Oh my God. I love that you're making a reference.
Yeah, well,
According to her, it's unacceptable what Castiel has become.
Yeah, she says like something about his dirty little secret, and he goes, he's like, I have to beat Raphael. She's like, not like this, and he goes, I don't have a choice. And she goes, neither do I.
She pulls out an angel killing sword.
Yeah, Angel Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She manages to pierce his flesh, but not kill him.
Which is, I guess we've probably seen that before. Yeah.
And he pulls
But
out...
it is kind of, you're kind of like, gasp!
I know. He pulls out his own sword and defeats her.
Yeah. I mean, it's, he's pretty wounded, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does kill her.
Wounded, he travels to Bobby's house. I do wish that Bobby was like watching DS9 or something. Like,
Yeah. He cut to Bobby's house. He's just
like, come on, Cisco!
He's just fucking quark. I'm just a simple businessman.
Yeah.
Just
That would have been awesome. Wounded, he travels to
gold pressed platinum.
But he puts a ward against angels on the wall with his blood and then collapses.
I do like that Bobby has a line where he's like, are we fighting or are we running?
I do love that
because like
line.
Cass is like in a state, but Bobby's just like, tell me what it is.
I love that.
It's a good line.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's cool.
So we now go back to the town, and in the next morning, Dean shows up at the saloon.
Yes.
Ready to form up a posse and go after Elias.
Yep.
Nobody shows up to join him, though. And soon...
whatever happened to simple country justice?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yikes. And soon, the burned body of the sheriff is found. The bartender takes the star from the sheriff's body and pins it on Dean. I love. He's like, well, then who's the sheriff?
I do kind of like that. I mean, you see that in TV and movies all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
I don't know what it would have been, but it's also just like who's in town, who has a gun, who seems willing. Guess you're the sheriff.
I love it because it's saying that like there is no like political system behind it, that it's just like whoever decides to be is.
Yeah.
So after his promotion, Dean goes to find the sheriff's deputy.
But Dean is also kind of like, sheriff badge.
Oh yeah, he loves it. The man is packing a suitcase, determined to escape Elias's ghost.
Yeah.
But Dean tells him that he won't be able to run forever and that he needs to play his part as bait.
Yeah.
When knocking on the door of the sheriff's office, Dean says a candygram for Mongo to get the guy to open the door. This is a direct reference to a scene in Blazing Saddles from 1974 when the sheriff was trying to trick a person. Yeah. So it was good. Meanwhile, Sam finds...
He rode a blazing saddle.
Fucking the end of Blazing
He
Saddles.
wore a shining star.
It's the best ending. Oh my God.
I mean, I've said it on this podcast.
Yes.
I don't like that movie.
Yeah.
I love that ending.
So good.
It's maybe one of the best endings to any movie.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sam finds Samuel Colt's cabin. A weird random fact, but Jared Padalecki and the real Samuel Colt were both born on July 19th.
Oh my God.
Jared, 1982. Samuel, 1814.
I thought you were going to say he's like the great.
No. But he's a Cancer, like me.
Interesting.
Samuel has just used Colt to kill... Samuel has just used the Colt to kill 2 demons.
Yeah, it's a good scene. These demons come in, he's like unfazed, and
So
they're
good.
like, you made that Devil's Gate, you're going to open it for us. And he's like, I won't. He's like,
So
you
good.
boys leave with your lives now if you want. You
This, it's so good.
know? Yeah.
Like,
He's like, I'm retired. Like, basically,
Yeah.
is the vibe.
this actor is so good.
He is, yeah.
At
First, something about his face
Yeah.
and even his voice made me think of Peter Weller,
Oh, okay.
like the guy that played RoboCop.
Yeah, sure.
It's obviously not him,
No.
but like he has that same kind of like him or like Robert Patrick, like the guy that plays the T-1000. And
Oh, sure. Yeah,
Terminator 2.
yeah.
like
That's very
that kind
specific
of like
look.
that sort of face, that kind of weird angular kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
look. Very stern.
So he immediately splashes holy water on Sam now when he shows up.
Yeah. And Sam's like, I'm not a demon.
Yeah,
I'm
a hunter.
He's like, from 2011.
Yeah, the
and he's
future.
like, prove it. And Sam just takes out his BlackBerry. Colt looks at it and goes,
All
yeah, all
right.
right.
Which is so funny. Immediately convinced.
Yeah, I love that.
Sam then tells him that according to the copy of Samuel's journal he's carrying, Samuel kills a phoenix in 3 hours. And Sam needs the ashes to kill a monster he's hunting.
Yeah, and Colt goes on this whole thing about like, I'm doing you a favor. This thing's cursed. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Like,
He's like,
you
good.
Get a move on, boy, or whatever. He's like,
He's like, I'm no longer hunting.
but here's the thing. Sam says like, I need it, blah, blah, blah. I've walked, a mile and whatever. He's like, I got mileage. The one thing Sam never says is, I carried that gun for years.
Yes, I know.
Just be like, I've already done this.
I know.
I came back in time to do it earlier.
Yes.
Like, he's just like, I'm already like, it's
true.
fine.
He even
Here,
says,
will this like seal it for you, Colt? We closed your Devil's Gate and we beat
I
Satan.
know, yeah.
Give me the fucking gun.
I love it. He's like, once you get a few miles on you, he's like, I've way more miles than
I've been
you. Yeah.
in the cage with Lucifer.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I mean, I'm not supposed to talk about that lest the wall come down.
Samuel eventually admits to having the gun, but tells him that no matter what his journal says, he's not going to be killing a phoenix.
Yeah.
Sam realizes that he's going to have to kill the phoenix himself and demands the gun.
Yeah.
In the present time, Castiel tells Bobby the truth. Like, given his injury, he won't be able to retrieve Sam and Dean.
Yeah, because he kind of comes to, but Cass also lies to him straight up. He's like, "Oh, Raphael corrupted Rachel."
Yeah.
I accidentally said Rachel's name instead of Emily's.
Bobby says that they can't leave the boys in Deadwood. Jim Beaver played Ellsworth on the show Deadwood.
Yeah, that's right. He is on Deadwood. Man, good show.
Yeah.
Deadwood's great.
Great show. The only way that he can get enough power to save them is to do something.
Yeah. Okay. Cass says, I need, he's like, a human, your soul. And Bobby's like, what? And he's like, I need you to let me touch it.
The fucking wording of
It's
this.
such a good, I need you to let me touch it. Here's the thing. I don't think this breaks the episode at all.
No.
Cass has reached in to check for a soul before. He's done it on a couple of people.
Yeah.
But I guess he must be keeping his distance.
Yeah, or he's just like
when he reaches
getting
in,
near it.
But he's still like elbow deep
Yeah.
in person, right? But in this one, he's like, it's like putting your hand in a nuclear reactor. Like there's a risk you'll explode if I, siphon your soul and I do it wrong. But yeah, he's like, can I touch it? Let me inside you, Bobby.
Yeah, bend over. It's not unerotic.
It's relatively erotic.
Yeah.
It's just a weird pairing. That's all.
Which I
If
love.
he said this to Dean, this would the show would have gone in a different direction. I feel.
He's also just like I need to gingerly touch it.
Yeah.
Like,
and then Dean would say, "Well, that would be a change."
Look at this painting. Look at this photograph.
And it's that picture.
Yeah. That's how I release it one day.
That's very funny. But yeah, Bobby is basically just like, well, we can't leave them there. Like, just keep both hands on the wheel.
Yeah, what he
Don't
basically
explode me.
says, he's like, you'll be exploded if you're gonna fucking explode when I touch you. You won't last 24 hours.
Bobby, you won't last 24 hours playing this soul game.
with my arm elbow deep inside of you.
Local angels want to touch your soul. Angels in your area.
You're gonna pray. Back in 1861, Dean locks the deputy in a cell. When Elias shows up, he demands that Dean open the cell.
Yeah.
Dean refuses and then tosses an iron nail at him. When Elias reflectively catches it, his hand burns.
Yeah, Dean's like, well, why would you need me to open the cell? You're powerful enough to do it. And he goes, oh, wait, iron bars. You were in iron cuffs. That's how they got you before.
Yeah.
Iron nail. You're a monster.
Yeah. Which is why he couldn't escape his iron shackles before.
And then Elias tells this like way too fucking real story that he
Yeah.
had like a human wife that gets like raped in town.
Yeah, and then murdered.
And then the deputy shoots Elias and
Yes.
the wife, kills the wife, who dies in his arms, and then Elias gets hauled out. It's like, Jesus Christ.
It does have a moment too where you're like, I mean, he's kind of justified. Like,
He's
just killing.
100% justified.
Yeah.
And even Dean is like, is this true? And the guy's like,
But also, like, it's like Dean's like, but I gotta kill you because you're a monster. And I'm like, well, I mean, so is this other guy. Like,
yeah, I mean,
like, what's the difference at that point?
I mean, Dean does nothing to save the other guy. The other guy dies. I mean, it's actually kind of funny because Elias grabs the gun that's just hanging on the wall and shoots the guy. Dean, I should have seen that coming.
Yes.
But it's just like a super grim story detail in the middle of all of this.
It is a little like weirdly imbalanced. Yeah. So Elias realizes that Dean is a hunter and in an attempt to win him over, he tells him this story. Although a phoenix, Elias was married to a human that he loved, and then all this crazy shit happened.
Yeah.
Elias' wife died in his arms, and Elias was unable to die. So the deputy sheriff and judge pinned the wife's murder on him and tried to put him to death.
Yeah. So he went after them, but he saved this guy for last because he's the rapist.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's crazy. So Dean jumps out the window to escape Elias's gunfire and is on the run when Sam appears with the Colt.
Yeah.
In the future, Bobby puts a belt between his teeth.
Ooh.
It's so erotic.
I mean, it's only so erotic if you want it to be.
I want it to be.
I mean,
Sam gives the Colt to Dean, and he goes into the town square.
Instead of the belt, Cass just gives Bobby a pillow.
Neither of us are going to enjoy
Cass,
this.
are you sure I need to be lying on my stomach for this?
Jesus Christ. Think happy thoughts. He goes into the town square and calls for Elias.
Yeah.
It's a duel at high noon. And both men stand ready before drawing their weapons.
Dean is like living his best life.
Well, yeah.
Gets to be in a Western.
Exactly. And it's the beginning of the episode.
Yes. Yeah.
So, fun information about this scene. While filming the quick draw showdown, Jensen Ackles had to fan his gun, which means drawing the gun from the holster at his hip and then quickly fan his other hand across the top of the gun to pull the hammer back.
Yeah.
On the first take, he cut his hand really badly on the pistol.
Interesting.
Which is a heavy metal prop and not a functional gun. Because that's a smart thing to do when you film this type of thing.
Alec.
He had to film.
Guess you're not a smart Alec. Feels wrong to be making jokes.
Well, as long as we're shitting on the right person. He had to film the scene a few times, and each time ended up cutting his hand even deeper. He now jokes that he has a nice little scar to show for it.
Wow, interesting.
So,
cut back to Castiel rolling up his sleeves, spitting on his hand.
Elias misses, but Dean hits him with the bullet from the Colt, killing him.
I do love I mean, this is such a trope in all sorts of movies, but the trope of like the villain being like, you can't kill me, and then it's like, oh, but you killed me.
Yeah.
You know, like they're like, huh? You see kind of like the
Nobody
Colt,
makes me bleed my own blood.
the Colt like crackle effect.
Yeah.
And then he goes up in flames and he kind of screams at the end as he turns into ashes,
right.
which is pretty cool.
They're almost at the 24-hour mark, as Sam reminds him, and Dean rushes forward to gather Elias's ashes, which he drops the Colt.
Yeah.
Explains why they don't have it in the future. Grabs a jar, and as he's moving towards to collect the ashes, Castiel suddenly pulls them back to the future.
Yeah. And he doesn't have it. You didn't get there in time.
That's right. Back at Bobby's house, Dean stares at the empty bottle in his hand, stunned. Bobby and Castiel are
Bobby and Cass are like, oh, Jesus, we're so fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
It took so much out of us. And Dean's like, do it again for me. And
Yeah,
they're
I
like,
want to watch.
I need like 20 minutes at least.
Sam,
Bobby, do you have any Gatorade?
There's a refractory period. Sam answers it to. Bobby and Castiel are recovering, and the doorbell rings.
Yeah. Sam goes and answers it, and it's like a postal delivery person. He's
Yeah.
like, Sam Winchester? And Sam's like, yeah. And he goes, all right, the boys and I had like a bet. Like, this box has basically always been in the post office.
Yes.
But it says on this day to deliver this here to you.
Yeah.
Which I think regular day-to-day mail barely makes it through.
I mean, yeah. That also just means that they're
This is some fucking Castaway shit where it's like, we saved this.
Yes.
It's the only thing that kept our humanity intact. Was the promise that one day we would deliver this package.
Well, and so this is a direct reference to Back to the Future Part 2 when Doc Brown sends a message to Marty from the 1885 via courier.
That's right, yeah.
Also, there's a logo on the postal delivery guy's jacket at the end of the episode.
It's like a W?
It's a Winchester Repeating Arms logo, which is fun.
Who also does postal delivery?
Apparently.
Yeah.
So, when Sam hears that the package is from Samuel Colt, he takes it and closes the door in the courier's face without signing it.
Yeah.
Back in the Bobby study, he opens the package while Dean and Castiel and Bobby
It's got his fucking BlackBerry.
I love that. I'm like,
been there
I
for
did wonder.
150 years.
I did wonder. I was like, if he plugged it in, like, would it charge? Like, it's got a battery. It's probably ruined.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 150 years.
Yeah.
But it also has a jar full of
Cum.
cum,
Yeah.
and then also a jar full of Phoenix ashes.
Absolutely.
Cass takes the jar full of cum. I need this. War, Raphael.
It's for a spell.
Don't ask questions.
In it, he tells him that he's found Sam's address and in the current date from his thingamajig, and that he thinks he'll find the enclosed useful. Sam digs through the package and pulls out the bottle of ashes. Samuel Colt gathered the Phoenix ashes and delivered them to Sam from 150 years in the past.
Pretty cool.
The real Samuel Colt died in 1862 in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the end of the episode.
Well, shit.
Goddamn. What did you think of this episode?
I love this episode.
It's a great episode.
This episode is so goddamn good.
Yeah.
It's got like a fun, like Supernatural does a Western.
Yep.
You know, that's fun. I love like the interactions. I like Dean having fun and then also being like, oh, this doesn't live up to movies. Like,
Yeah.
that's fun. I like them geeking out over Colt, and like his book, his journal and shit like that. I like how this episode, more successfully than a lot of other ones, is tying Cass and the Angels and the war with Raphael in. And we know something is up, but like Cass is lying, he's keeping secrets, we're tying the soul thing in. Like, we know where it's going, but it's cool now on this rewatch to see that these threads do come together.
Totally.
Like, it's such a fucking long road to get there.
Yes.
But seeing it start to come together is like actually a little rewarding.
Yeah.
And this episode does a great job of that. Bobby's fucking great in this episode.
Great.
Not that he's in it a lot, but he's really, really good. The other like actors in the Old West time,
Everyone's great.
like the Phoenix is great. The like sniveling deputy rapist is great. Not
Great,
not great, but the Colt is great.
I love that actor. So great.
Just a cool episode all around. I'd give this a 5.
Wow.
Especially like in this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give this 5 hands in a nuclear reactor.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think that like Jensen's performance in this is so fun.
Yeah.
He's so fun to act, and he goes like the full gamut, and like he starts in this very like cheesy outfit and then slowly gets more like authentic. Sam, who doesn't do a lot, is still like I think it still makes sense for his character.
Yeah.
He's more of just a tool, I think, in this episode. But
it does make sense that he's the one to have the actual like back in time interaction with Colt.
Yeah.
I think they give them the right jobs to do.
Totally. I fully agree with that. And I love the set design. I like all the costuming. I like the like making fun of the way that people would do this type of thing, which is like, oh yeah, he's like gonna be into this type of movie, and then we can make fun of like the movies for doing for not paying attention to the details
versus
I love all of that stuff. I think it's super fun. Love a time travel thing.
Totally.
I like the Bobby and Castiel stuff. Maybe a little too much. I'm gonna give this. Here's the thing. In this season, I'm comparing it within this season. It's not better than French Connection. It's 4.75 jars of ashes.
I think it's just as good as The French Mistake.
Yeah, I know.
The French Mistake has like a more iconic kind of conceit.
Sure.
But yeah, it's definitely.
I can't give it the exact same score.
Definitely
but
a 5.
It's like barely underneath it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those were our reviews. But before we go, we've got a note from a fellow hunter.
All right. Just remember, don't give suggestions or notes.
Good. So the note from a fellow hunter is titled 2/21 All Hell Breaks Loose Part 1.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
So I am writing in that it absolutely kills me that when you guys were saying some of our listeners might now know cum is, do you want to do a little aside since the dawn of time? I don't know what this is. It kills me that you could have said, let me see what Dad's journal says about cum.
I mean, I may still.
Let's see what Dad says about cum.
Yeah. Yeah, Dad, tell us about cum.
Absolutely love the show. I'm only through the second season.
Nice.
And making progress. I haven't finished the episode, but I hope that you guys talk about wanting Dean to be deep in your guts from the back like Aldous Hodge was to Jared with that knife.
Wow.
I mean, we may have.
Holy shit.
I can't remember.
I'm into Aldous Hodge as cock man.
Yeah. I want him to put his Hodge in me.
Black Adam.
His big... his BBH.
Jesus. Yeah. Cock man. Cocked her fate.
Oh, and in a way earlier episode, you were talking about a ghost with an Uzi. It's called a Guzzy.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think that's something else.
I hope you guys finish the whole series. Looking forward to the road ahead. LOL, road ahead. All the best, Spencer.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Spence.
Thanks for the horny note.
Yeah, we like it.
Man, I don't know. I think it's kind of off color. We've never encouraged horniness on this show. Pretty bold to assume we'd be okay with it.
Yeah, if you want to have a horny conversation, you can do so on our Discord.
That's true. Patreon.com/Ghostfacers. It's only $1 a month, gives you access to Angel Radio. It's our awesome community Discord channel. People in there are great, so friendly. We're having a great time. We talk about the show. We talk about monsters. We talk about all sorts of stuff, and it helps support us.
That's right. And if you want to continue to support us, you can subscribe to our other podcast,
the Dr. DC podcast. We talk about DC Comics. We answer listener questions about superheroes and comic books and stuff like that. If you like how we talk about lore and angels and magic and shit over on this show, you might like how we talk about that stuff over there.
Well, that is it for this week. Say goodbye, bitch.
Jerk.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.